Welcome to Fallout 76, this is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Let's take a look at it and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. If you do otherwise slightly more score than you, take a look at the top right hand corner of the screen of a 25% boost. Of course, I claim that brought out the current Season 23 Season Pass on 3 pages, a 5%, 10%, additional 10%, which you can claim by being a Fallout First member, or by paying the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. Alright, let's take a look at this one here first, actually, this Fallout First one. Scrap junk to produce ceramic 5. So ceramic is a junk item, which we can use the bulk and scrap method at any Tinker's Workbench here in the game. So basically, you just walk up to any Tinker's Workbench at all, just go ahead and go craft. Go down here to bulk. Go down here to the C section. So to bulk 1 ceramic, all you need is 15 ceramic scrap and 2 plastic from your stash of scrap box. You go ahead, you bulk your 1 ceramic, and then you scrap it. It's hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way to complete this daily challenge. It's mostly for the folks that are kind of short on time, or for people like that get things done quick and easy. The bulk and scrap method is definitely where it's at for most junk items here in the game. Now, lucky for us, we do have a camp resource that passively collects junk items that we can scrap to give us ceramic and other items. Let's take a look at that real quick. It's this bad boy right here, this curio cabinet. And as you can see, it'll passively collect ceramic scrap as well as raw asbestos and excess adhesive. So nice little camp resource to have for sure. It was in the shop a couple of weeks ago for a pretty good price. Sometimes it is bundled with other things. But I like to kind of show you these camp resources just in case if you do have some extra atoms from doing world challenges, etc. And that way there, as you know, that way there you can buy something that's really worth buying for sure. It's something that'll help you out with these daily, weekly challenges. Now we can find ceramic very readily throughout the wasteland. A couple great hot spots. One of the best hot spots is right up here at the Palace of the Winding Path. So there are a lot of vases up here, and some of those vases actually give you copper as well, like those tall, skinny ones, the red and black and white ones, as well as the short, stubby, kind of white and bluish ones. Now, keep in mind, we can't pick up every flower vase or vase up here, but it's a good spot for sure. There's even a bunch of flower pots up front we can grab for the ceramic as well. Another pretty good spot I find is right here at the Big Al's Tattoo Parlor in the form of the ashtrays. There's a lot of ashtrays inside this building, as well as other things as well. And we did come here, I think it was last week, and we found a lot of ashtrays. Some we didn't even have to pick up, but a great spot to get your ceramic there as well. Another pretty decent spot, something very similar, is the metal dome. All right. Not so much inside the dome itself, but all around the dome on the outside. You have these little seating areas, and same exact thing. We have those little cigarette ashtrays, dirty ashtrays, and same thing. I think each one will give you 1 ceramic, so that's a pretty good spot there as well. I find the kill box pretty decent as well for a bunch of ceramic. Down through the White Springs, if you use the north entrance. Now, keep in mind, there are a lot of vases and flower pots, etc., that we can't pick up here. Looks like we can, but we can't. But if you do go around that building, I'm sure there'll be enough for you to pick up to complete this challenge here. All right, so this time right here, we're going to go right up here to the Palace of the Winding Path. And of course, we can find a lot of junk items nowadays off of killing enemies. I'll find scorched super mutants, mole miners, human enemies will have the most junk items on them. So you go around, have some fun, get a bunch of XP at the same time, pick up all the junk, and then go ahead and scrap it there. That's another way you can do it. We're going to head right to the main building here. Now, not every vase and every lamp and broken lamps will give you ceramics. Just got to keep that in mind. All right, so right here to the main building, we have these little flower pots here. So if you go ahead and pick one up, go to item. As you can see there, each one gives us ceramic, all right? I think we're only looking for 5 here, just 5. So 2. Oh, 3. Okay, there we go. Pop over to the side here. Where are we at here, Jim? Oh, over here, Jim. Right over here. 4 or 5. Pick up one more just for the sake of it there, okay? Again, you can try all these buildings here. And as I said, sometimes you can't pick things up, but sometimes you can, like this vase. Let's take a look at the vase real quick. One ceramic, one of those bad boys, okay? And there are tons of them here, and I mean tons, all right? And this is just these two little buildings on the outside. Just imagine inside that large structure right there. I think it's about 4 levels in there altogether, including the basement. Pretty good little spot. All right, let's head back to our camp, and we're going to scrap this up. Of course, you can scrap this up anywheres at all, where there's a workbench, train stations, other players' camps. You don't have to go back to your camp. I like to go back to my camp just for, that's the way I like to do things here in the channel, you know, kind of reset for the folks that are kind of using the timestamps. But you can definitely do it a lot quicker. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to scrap this stuff up. As you can see right there, our item stats right there, so you know exactly what you're getting. 1 ceramic each. There we go. Scrap direct to produce ceramic, 5 for 5, done. Just like that. It's that easy. Of course, the bulk and scrap method is definitely where it's at there for sure. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Scrap direct to produce adhesive 5. So same thing. We had the exact same thing. I think it was yesterday for the weekly challenge video. You can definitely check that out as well. But adhesive is just like ceramic. It is a bulk item in which we can use the bulk and scrap method at any Tinker's Workbench here in the game. So as I mentioned, just walk up to any Tinker's Workbench, just go ahead and go craft. Down here to bulk. Look at that, to bulk 1 adhesive. All you need is 10 adhesive, excess adhesive, sorry, 2 plastic from your stash or scrap box. Go ahead, you bulk your 1 adhesive, then you scrap it. It's hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way to complete this daily challenge. And it's mostly for the folks that are kind of short on time, or for people like to get things done quick and easy. The bulk and scrap method is definitely where it's at for most, not all, but most junk items here in the game. Now, we do have a couple of camp resources that will passively collect adhesive. Now, it doesn't really so much help us for the daily weekly challenges because it collects it in its lowest form, like it's already broken down. But you know, something to kind of think about, because adhesive are just one of those items that we use a lot of. You don't realize how much you use adhesive until you're out, right? And if you have a couple camp resources in all your camps collecting this stuff, it just, like, you know, makes it a lot easier for you. All right, this tree sap collector, he's actually in the atomic shop right now in a bundle. As you can see, he passively collects 10 excess adhesive while you play the game. And as I mentioned, this curio cabinet just up here. So same thing. This guy here is a real good one. As I mentioned, 3 different things he collects, and, you know, a fair amount he collects as well. This guy here is really worth it, this curio cabinet right here. I believe anglers and snallygasters also give us access adhesive as well. But again, remember, it is in its lowest form. Now we can find some hot spots for access adhesive in terms of duct tape, okay? If you come down here to Mount Blair Train Yard, you're actually going to spawn in the event called BattleBot. I would say 9 times out of 10. And if you're able to kill the Sentry Bot and kill the 2 Mr. Handies, the 2 bunker doors swing open. We're able to go inside without even completing the event yet. And if you open up that little drawer that's there in that little cabinet, there should be about 2 or 3 large packs of duct tape there. That's a pretty good little spot that we come across that many times when we do our BattleBot, complete our event challenges. In terms of the military-grade duct tape, okay, it gives it access adhesive as well as ballistic fiber, right? So there's about 2 or 3 right here at Camp McClintock. And right up here at the Clancy Manor, right on the 2nd floor next to the Tinker's Workbench, there's a shelf on the right-hand side. There should be 3 of them right there as well. And we also talked about this camp, fairly new camp resource we got. It is in the Season 23 Season Pass. I believe it is a Fallout First item, but I did do a little video on this guy. It is the Crashed Cargo Bot, and this is what we used yesterday, actually, for our weekly challenge video, because I think it had 9 military-grade duct tape in this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. We're going to grab some stuff in here that's not the military-grade duct tape, just so I can maybe collect that stuff. So again, this Crashed Cargo Bot, Season 23 Season Pass. All right, I just can't remember if it's for everyone or not, but I did make a little video on it if you want to check that out if you so wish. So let's go to Clancy Manor this time around. Right up here. Of course, there will be a bunch of cultists here as well, so we're just going to kind of zoom right in and just kind of make note the way that I'm going to go in, okay? Now, I can get pretty hairy here. These guys are pretty squishy, but if you're lower level, they could definitely do a little bit of damage to you. We're going to head right to the second floor here. Oh, we don't have a weapon equipped, Jim. Right? We're going to head right over here. Okay. And right here, here's our Tinker's Workbench, and here's our 3 packs of military-grade duct tape. Go ahead and pick one up. Go to our item, and then our new section. As you can see there, look at that, 4 adhesive and 2 ballistic fiber for each one. So we're just going to grab the other one here, just like that, okay? And we're going to go ahead and scrap this stuff. We're going to get out of here first, because these guys are a little crazy. We're going to get out of here. My guy is in the Ferreira mode, and that's why when I was shooting at him, it wasn't really doing anything, because he was missing him every time. Even looked like he was aiming and getting him good, but he wasn't at all. All right, let's head back to our camp where it's a little bit more quieter. Hopefully it'll let us. Oh, nice. None of that 14-second stuff that we've been running into lately. That's good. All right, let's put this weapon away here. All right, and as I mentioned, you can go to any workbench at all. We could have stayed right there and scrapped it at that Tinker's Workbench that was right at Clancy Manor, another player's camp, train stations, down at the mall, whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and scrap it right here at our camp, and there's our military-grade duct tape. You can see our 2 ballistic fiber and 4 adhesive each. Just go ahead and scrap it here. There we go, scrap joint to produce adhesive, done just like that. As I mentioned, just like the ceramic, the bulk and scrap method is definitely where it's at. You can get both of them done in like 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, I still like to kind of give you guys options. There's people like to do things the quick way, using camp resources, and there's people like things to do the old-fashioned way. There's definitely nothing wrong. It's all about preference. All right, let's take an aid here from my old pal here, Jimmy. A couple of these. There we go. All right, let's see what's next here. Claim a Workshop 1. So if you take a look at the description, there's a link to a video called Claim Workshops for Newbies. It's about 26 minutes long. It's all timestamped. You can check it out. But if you've been playing the game for, you know, a couple weeks, couple months, you'll know all the ins and outs of workshops. I'm sure you tried it yourself. Just in case you're new to the game, you haven't had a chance to tinker around with them a little bit, you can check out that video if you so wish. But not all workshops are created equal here in the game. Sometimes they're inside buildings. Sometimes there's a lot of buildings around them. So it can take a little bit harder to claim them because there will always be enemies around, for the most part, that you have to clear first before you can claim it, right? There's a couple of workshops I like to kind of recommend for folks just because of the sheer easiness of it. 4 ghouls up here at Hemlock Holes Maintenance. 6 ghouls over here at Tyler County Dirt Track. 4 ghouls here at Billings Homestead. 4 ghouls here at Lakeside Cabins. And usually 2 RoboBrains down here at Beckley Mine Exhibit, all right? So at the end of the day, you can do whatever workshop you want to do. The one closest to your favorite one, those are the ones that I usually recommend. And even this one here, I highly recommend doing too, the newer one, the Starlight Drive-In. There's actually a Burning Springs World Challenge if you do claim that bad boy. And I think it's about 4 to 6 ghouls and around there. So I highly recommend you do that one as well, just so we can get that World Challenge done. All right, where are we going to go here today here, Jimmy? Let's pop into good old Silva Homestead, one of my favorite spots to go. I think my guy was sleeping standing up there. All right, we're going to head down the road. Now, of course, we can't fast travel to a workshop because we don't own it yet. And just a little tip here, if you are new to the game or you're a returning player, you don't have a whole lot of caps, I highly recommend, if you do plan on playing for a little while, like for an hour or two, go ahead and claim a couple workshops on the map, and that way there you can use them as free fast travels and help you get around the map a little bit easier. Just a little bit of a tip there. Oh. Oh, he's inside the building. That's what's going. Holy. Here it comes. Did you see the cat? Like he was just floating. He just he just jumped from here and he just floated in the air, like he's like walking on air or running on air towards me. Like, that's a good, I don't know, 15, 20 feet there. Gosh, that's funny. So 4 ghouls there is pretty amazing. So you can walk up to this workshop right here like this. Or if you're a little bit further away, you hit the same button that you would select to build in your camp. 25 caps, just like that. You could do it either way to claim it. This game cracks me up sometimes. Now, again, if you're ever paying more than 25 caps for a workshop, what is happening there is that you're on a server with other people, and the person who owned that workshop before you had left the server, but you're paying for the items that they had built already, all right? So we're talking about maybe double your items, like 50 or 55 caps. We're not talking about 100 or 1,000 caps, just to maybe the double of the 25 there, okay? So there we go. Claim a workshop, 1 for 1 done, just like that. While we are talking about, let's take a look at this one here. Build a defense appliance or crafting items in a workshop or camp 3. As I mentioned, you can claim any workshop in the map will do. Which when you go ahead and claim it, you can go ahead and build your defense appliance or crafting items. Or you can just go ahead and build it in your camp. You can definitely keep what you build in your camp, or you can go ahead and scrap it. Just if you do plan on building and scrapping like I do in my camp, just kind of build it in a little open up area so you don't accidentally build inside of a prefab or a building, because you do run the risk of accidentally scrapping that building or prefab. So I've definitely done that before. I know some of you had mentioned that to me. You guys done that before, and it is a little annoying. So just make that little mention. Just kind of build that stuff in a little open up area if you don't plan on keeping it. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go to our build menu here. Just it's the same button that you would use in your camp and to actually claim the workshop. Now again, we're going to go down here to resources. Go down here to crafting. We're going to craft these punch card machines. As you can see, these punch card machines cost us absolutely nothing to build. You're only limited by the number that you can build, all right? Go ahead and craft 3 of these bad boys. Look at that. For the defense, appliance, crafting items in a workshop or camp, this time a workshop. As you can see, it costs us absolutely nothing at all to build. Now, because the build menu is so new, it never came with any kind of guidelines on how to use it, so we've been learning it on ourselves, but it's only like a little tips I like to kind of add in to help the newer folk as well as the returning folk. You might notice that the build menu is totally different. Now, if you go to the build menu, there's a couple different sections. There's build and there's modify. It actually tells you what button to actually use to switch between build and modify in the top left-hand corner of your screen. When you go modify, this allows you to edit, wallpaper, lock, blueprint, and replace. Allows you to walk up to an item and you can go ahead and move it around if you so wish, all right? Just like the old-fashioned way. And this is where you can actually scrap it as well. Now, of course, when you do typically scrap, we usually get half of what you use to build. Of course, this costs us absolutely nothing to build, okay? So we're going to get nothing back. So just make that little mention there. All right, so let's get out of here. Run down the road here a little bit before that event starts. All right, let's see what's next here. All right, collect toilet paper too. So lucky for you guys, I do have a video I made in 2024 on great locations for toilet paper. Of course, there's a lot more newer locations now with the addition of Burning Springs. However, the places that I show you in that video, they are all timestamped. You can still use that to help you to find your toilet paper and your toilet paper needs for your daily, weekly challenges. Let's take a look at a couple of hot spots here. Right up here at the pumpkin house, there should be 2 right on the front deck. Right here between the Valley Galleria and the Ransack Bunker, right about here. You'll come across a couple of strangler vines coming right out of in the middle of this little river here. And there'll be a safe, and I think there's about 6 or so toilet paper inside the safe. For whatever reason, yeah, it's a pretty good little spot there. One of the best spots is right over here at the Lewisburg in the Rob Van Lowe Taxidermy Building. It's the blue building. It's where you start the Rob Van Lowe quest line. It's a great spot for bone in terms of Brahmin skulls and antlers. It's also a great spot for toilet paper as well. You'll come across quite a bit of toilet paper here in around Athens, Highway Town, and around Albany and some other spots. There's a lot of great spots over here in the Burning Springs. We found a lot of toilet paper here just kind of laying around that you can actually pick up. Find Highway Town's a pretty good spot if you go through all the shops, you go through a lot of town. Quite a bit of soap we picked up, as well as quite a bit of toilet paper that we noticed as well. You can check those out. Now, you will come across toilet paper here in the game that you cannot pick up, just like those vases that we talked about for the ceramic. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you are new to the game, you're trying to pick up the toilet paper, it's not working. There's nothing wrong with your game. The game just doesn't let us pick everything up. Surprise, surprise. Another good spot is I like to come up here to Morgantown Station. So let's pop up here today. Now, not every bathroom will have toilet paper in it, but this one here, well, for sure, there should be 3 of them. Of course, it's part of the forest region. Nice little neutral area. Pop in the old station here. Turn our light on. Open up the bathroom door. Look at that. There we go. There's our toilet paper. There's a 3rd one right there. Nice. All right. And look at that. We talk about the chemistry workbench here a lot here on the channel for those of you who follow me. And as I mentioned, 8 times out of 10, chemistry workbench playing right on the floor next to it on either type of server. Pretty cool, eh? I see people sell these things for like 350 plus caps in their vendor. And that's why I try to give you guys as many options so you get one for free, right? So you have to spend, you can spend those hard-earned caps somewhere else. All right, let's see what's next here, Jim. Mole Miner 10. So many great spots we can find mole miners here and around the wasteland. There's about 3 of them up here in Monadga Mine. 12 to 19 here in Monadga. Quite a few here at Blackwater Mine, inside and outside of the mine. We were just there just the other day, as well as Welsh. Pretty good little spot here. Now, this is a very popular spot down here. You may have the server hop this location if you do choose to come down here to Welsh. If you're lucky enough to get on the server and you come to these little Hornwright testing sites at one of the small buildings, there should be an event that may pop up for you called Breach and Clear. Lots of mole miners there. Usually about a half a dozen mole rats. Lots of ore to pick up. You can smelt as well, so you can check that out if you so wish. We're at Welsh there just the other day. Let's pop into Blackwater Mine here today. Gonna change things up a little bit. Oh, one more spot just popped in my head there. So we'll take a look at that real quick. It's a little bit of a harder spot. There's quite a few of them around. I wouldn't recommend coming down here unless you really know what you're doing. It is the Big Meadows gas well down here in Skyline Valley region. Shut this light off, Jim. All right. All right. And again, you can use any weapon you want. It's not real specific on what weapon you can use. If you want to use a couple grenades as well, that's definitely an option. Yeah, these guys are definitely a lot bulkier than they used to be. Since the Burning Springs update, I find these guys are really hefty. A lot more heftier than they used to be. They could definitely take a lot more abuse from yours truly, for sure. Oh, he came out to meet us. Isn't that funny? Oh, here's his brother over here. Maybe that's him, because he was down in health a little bit. That was probably him. Look at that, some power armor right there. Only got one piece to it, though. It's funny when you're looking for the stuff, you can never find it for the life of us. Here we are, we're not even looking for it. Look at that power armor right there. Done. The way things are, all right. We do need a couple more, so let's head right inside here. After we get inside, there'll be some sort of, usually a couple of rad pops. mole rats or mongrels down here, just a couple. So we'll see them first just over here. Sometimes it varies server to server, so we got some rad pups here today. Yeah, okay. Have a nice life. Now, this area can be a little finicky. These guys do like to kind of pop up, and it seems like they just kind of pop up out of nowhere. So if you haven't been here before just like that, it kind of takes you off for a surprise. And as you can see, they are kind of higher level. There's our killer mole miner, just like that. 10 for 10. We have some stuff here. Those rounds. There we go. Let's run back up here before we go to the next one. Jimmy. All right, let's check out the last one here. Kill a Rust Raider 5. So, of course, the Rust Raiders are our newest type of human enemy here in game. It can only be found in the Burning Springs region. So we have the Rust Kingdom, Fort Steuben, Jackson Junkyard, Chop Shop, Checkpoint Canyon. Now, if you're wondering the roadways, okay, you will come across these little checkpoints, okay? And, you know, I think the checkpoints will have like maybe 2 or 3 of them. Just kind of keep that in mind. We did try out the Ash Cave folk. I think it was last week. They do not count as Rust Raiders, so just kind of keep that in mind. They do not count. We did try that out last week. All right, let's try our luck here at Rust Kingdom here today. We usually do Checkpoint Canyon, so we'll do something a little bit different. Kept the best for last, so to speak, you know? Okay, so I'm going to make my way up here just because I can. Oh, whoa. Woo. Oh, okay. Simmer down, game. Simmer down, you're kind of freaking me out. There we go.
Hope we get some good prey soon. We have company. The Rough King demands only prey.
Okay. Oh, he's on his hind legs there. What a good little death claw. There we go. Well, Rust Raider 5 for 5, and of course there's probably about, I'm thinking at least 10 more here in this area. A couple death claws as well. Yeah, nice little area here for sure, and I think we're done. Just like that, guys. Pretty awesome. Not too bad here today, actually. Let's head back to our camp and take a look at weapon of the day here. That's pretty good timing. Wow. Weapon of the day, Jim. Anti-armor hunting. Night vision lever action rifle. Plus 50% armor penetration. Projectiles explode for plus 20% weapon damage. Plus 100% faster movement speed while aiming. Night vision. Anti-armor explosive nimble. Hard receiver. Stabilized long barrel. Aligned stock. Long night vision scope suppressor. Hunter. Lever action paint. 437 damage. 45 ammo. 5 capacity. Single fire. Good little weapon. As I mentioned yesterday, this is the oldest weapon that I own here. Of all the weapons that I've had this one definitely the longest. And it's still, and always has been and will be, probably one of the most powerful weapons I have of everything that I own. It still is today. It's a pretty awesome little weapon there. In terms of perk cards, over almost 3.5 months now using this loadout. As you guys know, I switch out my weapons usually every week, sometimes a couple times a week. So it doesn't really matter what it is, like if it's a rifle, shotgun, heavy gun, pistols, automatic, single fire. It seems to really work. The only weapon I find I do have to switch some perk arounds for archer is, of course, the crossbow. I do find the crossbow build is a little bit better in terms of for using a bow, but everything else, this loadout seems to work quite well. Just to kind of give you an idea, they changed these perk cards so much within the last 8 or 9 months, and if you're a returning player, you might be wondering yourself, what is going on here? A lot of great videos out there, but just personally, I find this loadout seems to work. Legendary perk cards, these don't change for me. Very happy with them, and as you can see, they're all maxed out. In terms of armor, take a look at that real quick. Aristocrats Ultralight Secret Service left arm. Chameleon Ultralight Secret Service left leg. Mutants Ultralight Secret Service right arm. Resistance Secret Service under armor. Troubleshooters Ultralight Secret Service right leg. Vanguards Jetpack Secret Service chest piece. So there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew Andrew, Waywarner, John, DJ, 59, Picquerist, Gwen Trutnau, Tony Watson, FelixTheKat, Benny Bunny, AJ Fultz, Adolfo Perez, Ozzy's 1, Ricardo 186, Eric R. Shepard, Zach M, Max Aldo, Joe, Swear My, Cynthia B. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.